All right, this is a post-game cast of my own game. I'm on Team Motivational Howlers. This is from LEL League, and my teammate is Motivation Man 23. We're both about, well, I'm like 1130 elo right now. He is, I don't know, he's getting up there. I actually don't know where he's at. He said he's getting close to 1300, which is pretty impressive. So our team has been improving. We went up against the Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is Piment BD, who has an elo about 1500 1v1 ranked, and Harya, who's right around 1000. I don't want to insult the elo. I don't know exactly, but right around 1000. But solid player. Can be dangerous. We got crushed in previous games where we were up against a really strong player and a weaker player, average to weak. And I was expecting the same out of this one. So this is a great set, and let's take a look at it. So here's the draft. We got Steppe and Pilgrims, and then the admin pick was Black Forest. And you can see the Civ picks here. I'm not going to go through every single one, but they're up on screen. And we're going to jump into game one. Anything else to note before we start? Oh, I guess I just wanted to mention that this is probably one of the first tournament/league games I played where I did not go with, I did not POV stream. And the simple reason for that is I didn't want to be distracted. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of additional effort to stream while you play. You gotta, especially if you want to do, high quality job of it. If you want to have the right thumbnails and you want to have the right graphics, and you gotta, because we're chatting on Discord, I want to be careful about what I'm saying. Not that I'm going to say anything highly offensive on stream, but it's just, if you're chatting about players and what their abilities or whatever, or what they might do, you don't necessarily want to offend. It's just, there's a lot of additional burden on your mind. You're coordinating a whole bunch of things when you're streaming. Being on stream, you got to watch your stream, make sure you're not muted. It's a lot of work. Make sure you're muted when you're going to the bathroom or coughing or eating. Anyway, so I decided not to do a POV stream. So I went forward to wall. These are really easy to wall, or especially this side, really easy to wall. Very narrow. I fought a little bit with his scout here. No problem there. The excitement was over here. So Piment came forward with 3 villagers and a scout, and Motivation Man came forward with his scout and 2 villagers, and we have some walling going on here. I've got some background processes I'm gonna kill. Sorry about that. We're gonna do close all. Hopefully that helps. All right. So they walled up, but Motivation Man knew there was a sneak villager. He told me, he's like, there's a sneak villager somewhere. We got to find it. So I came to help him search for this sneak villager, because a sneak villager can ruin your day. So anyway, Motivation Man walled up, and we decided we were going to play this aggressive. He went Romans, and he was going to push with infantry early, and because he was up against Piment, who's Goths don't get Stonewall, so he figured he'd be able to break in and pressure him early. We figured that we would not have a lot of luck if we didn't play aggressive against these players. So anyway, sneak villagers here. We're searching all the crannies, trying to find the sneak villager. I'm walled up. He's walled up. I am Khmer, and the thing I said to him was, I'm going to cut through the trees. So the idea was I was going to get ballista elephants. I was going to cut through. I was going to be hyper aggressive on my side. He was going to be hyper aggressive on his side, and maybe that would win us the game. Harya here in gray is Italians. So unique unit has archers that can counter cavalry. Can be a problem against Khmer, who have a lot of cav-based units. And here we found the sneak villager. There's a jaguar attacking it. Some quick walling to de-aggro, but ultimately no chance. So sneak villager destroyed, and we felt safe again. I had some misclicks. I actually lost a villager here. There's the corpse rotting away because I was dealing with this, right? And I wasn't paying attention. I went to lure the elephant, lost, I think I lost 2 villagers. Let's take a look at that quick, which was not ideal at this point in the game. In fact, when we went up, I went up 2 villagers less than Moto, and I went up late. So you can see I'm down. I'm a bit low. I am tracking with Piment, but he and I are, have lost villagers already. Yeah, you can see I lost a villager right there. He and I lost a villager at the same time. Anyway, let's skip ahead a little bit. I don't think anyone fish boomed. At least not yet. All right, we got the click up from Moto. So he clicked up at 23 pop. And got the barracks out. He's got the militia already out. And I am delayed, but I am clicked up. Harya's clicked up. In fact, only Piment hasn't clicked up. And he's going 24 vills now. I don't know if he's going to go more. It looks like 20, 25. Is that 25 pop or 25? Yeah, 25 vills. And I don't remember what he was signaling there. Motivation man. That's not ideal. Resources collected so far. Yeah, you can see I'm lagging. I'm behind everyone else. I did not have a very clean Dark Age. And Piment, he's delayed going up, so he is ahead. Moto has taken an early eco lead, which is great for us. And that actually makes sense, I guess, because he is Romans. He should have... Is that 5%? We're at 29 to 26. Yeah, 300. That's like actually 10%. So he's more than 5% ahead in lead. And there goes his walls, and we've got the man-at-arms coming in. And he's in. He, interestingly, villager goes that way. Yeah, too little, too late, right? So he's in. Piment tried to wall again and failed. And now Moto's into his eco. These man-at-arms like to get attracted to the town center like, I don't know, flies to the bug zapper. I am noticing that he does not have his first armor upgrade. My understanding with Romans is the real advantage to Romans is having their armor upgrade count for twice, like the doubled effect. And he doesn't even have that yet. I'm clicked up to castle. Looks like I clicked up first, which I don't actually recall being the first up to castle, but I guess I was. So I'm clicked up, and Moto's creating pain for Piment. Do we see that in the eco? Yeah, his eco has slowed down somewhat. It's actually hard to say that he's slowed down. There's a weird jog here. I don't know. Anyway, nothing substantial quite yet. We've got Harya coming and Palisade walling. Gonna lose some villagers. We've got Castle Age out of Piment. Speed forward a little bit. We've got a barracks from Harya. I don't know. Maybe it makes sense to instead go archery. Although if you don't have a barracks yet, you're going to need a barracks first before you go archery. Archery range would be good against... although with doubled armor upgrades, which now the scale mill... the first armor upgrade for infantry is in. So that is going to be helpful, and archers will not take down those man-at-arms as easily as they would have for other civs. We're going to compress this match somewhat because it was actually a long match and I don't have tons of time. We've got a lot of matches that have happened, and I want to make sure we cover them. All right, we have a castle already from Piment. He is castle age, and there's his castle. And so now he is safe for the time being, and Harya is stonewalling him. So, you know, this is not great. I mean, Moto does have still some army in his base, but he can answer that. And we've got archers now from Harya. We're going to have a defensive castle. And so Moto's push is kind of hurt. Although, this didn't get walled up here. At this point, I instructed Moto. I'm like, listen, don't try and fight that castle. Just go fight Harya now. Because it's like you're not going to push this anymore. I guess you could have kept pushing here. This would be valuable to pressure. But, you know, felt like go pressure him at his home base. He's got nothing down here except his town center. Some archers, and his archers are being created where? Here. So his archer range is not even close to his home. So no way to have production at home. Now, interesting. Motivation Man still has not clicked up. Moto is still feudal age. This is a sort of a all-in push at the moment. We are harassing eco still. So at this point, I'm already coming forward. I got my castle up. A little bit delayed. I wanted to be a bit faster. Dealing with his predator. And then, you know, this thing really wants to kill these houses. I'm not interested in killing houses. I'm going to go around. So I'm going to cut the trees right through here. Just like this. A little bit messy. See, kept on tasking onto Harya's house. The idea here is to bring pressure before he's ready for it. And of course, not only does he have this hurts. This hurts. Ouch, that was a mistake. Easy one to make. Yeah, still pressuring on the walls. Still got units here. But now we've got man-at-arms up against Huskarl. And Huskarl is not really known as being excellent with melee. At least my understanding is they're not really great with melee. But they are going to be better than a man-at-arms. So that push comes to an end. But we're almost up to castle now for Moto. We're going to have long swords out. And I'm into Harya's base now. I cut through past his walls. And now I'm just flooding his base with ballista elephants, making his life difficult. So he's running some of his villagers north to his teammate. And he's producing pikes against these things. Now, what I've learned with elephant units is because they're slow and pikes are faster than they are, at least, they're actually effective against elephants. You know, the problem with fighting cav with pikes is the pikes often can't keep up with the cav. But with elephants, they're so slow moving. Now, at least this bolt is effective against infantry, but still, you can see I've lost an expensive ballista elephant. But I just keep on flooding it. And now I'm bringing Scorps forward as well to deal with infantry. I was also aware that he might make his unique unit against these. These are considered cavalry, I believe. I mean, I know they're a siege unit, but I think they're also considered cavalry. So just walking forward, siege and ballista elephants. And Moto just keeps pressuring here. He's getting a siege workshop up, and he just keeps on flooding man-at-arms in, longsword upgrade now in, second armor upgrade for infantry. And he's got a second town center going down. I'm still in one town center. I'm all push right now. Take a look at resources collected. See, Harya has succumbed quite badly to this pressure. Piment is, you know, with more experience, is able to somehow at least keep an upward trajectory despite the pressure. But it's certainly slower. We have ecoed them. You can see Harya's villager count is suffering. Piment, though, again, you can see this experience. He is growing his eco rapidly. So if we don't slow him down, we're going to be in trouble. All right, he's on to TC number 3 now. Everyone else is 1 and 2 TCs for Moto, but 1 TC for Haria and me. I'm coming forward now to castle drop. I have the stone, and I'm going to drop a very aggressive forward castle to try and just break him. Now, Haria has moved north, has a town center up with Piment, and it looks like taking stone over here. And it looks like we're through the wall, but I guess there's not really anywhere to go right now. There's this castle. I don't know what you do with long swords in this situation. Usually once castles go down, I just assume it's going to be a game that goes to imp, because what are you going to do? Eco count is strikingly similar, right? We are edging them out. We're 96 to 89. But yeah, just Piment and his eco is just going skyward here. Look at that. We are continuing to create villagers, but we aren't booming. He's booming under this pressure. And Haria's hanging in there, but certainly suffering. We'll take a look at eco. You can see res collected. He's about to outpace me, and looks like he's going to outpace Moto if these trajectories continue to be as they are. So yeah, I've dropped my castle. Continuing to push. We have monks now to deal with the ballista elephants. And yeah. So Haria needs to try and reboom here. I think this is actually Piment and Haria's first match of the league. So it's great that they can finally get their first match in. They are playing another match as I record this tonight. I would love to watch it live, but I knew that I just needed to wind down and get to bed. And so I decided to just record this, review our gameplay a little bit before I crawl into bed. And then I'll catch up with the other matches another night. But you know, continued push here. We got our first battering ram out. Looks like maybe we're going to push this with rams. And I continue to push here. I'm just massing Scorps and Ballista Elephant. I am now on 3 TCs. And I'm trying to grow my food eco. Work towards imp now. You know, when your push kind of stalls a little bit, it's a good idea. See, this was a lost opportunity. If I'd pushed forward sooner, this castle wouldn't have gone up. You know, mistakes were made, and Haria has a castle further north as well. So, and the Genoese are coming out. And let's go here quick. Casting, this is Motivational Howlers versus Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think, how can I change the color of this? That's fine. Whatever. All right, long swords are into the eco. We've got centurions here. Rams into the eco. Commence running. And actually, the 3 TC boom of mine is now outpacing Piment. Just, you know, almost. He almost overtook me, but my trajectory on my res collected did change. And so we are pulling ahead of him. So that bodes well for the long-term prospects of the game. You can see here his eco is suffering while our eco is now growing quickly. Putting a second castle forward. You know, this is probably a mistake. It's not really doing a whole lot having 2 castles like this. But I was just trying to step ahead. Trying to continue pushing them northward. And now I'm like, well, I want to get around this castle. So I just cut the trees and went through. We got a longsword push continued up here. Looks like Piment's already clicked up to Imperial Age here. It's amazing, you know, under this pressure that he could click up. And then they're trying to wall, trying to keep me out. but it's kind of hard when you've got a whole bunch of scorps on you. Yeah, these villagers are not going to have a good day, so not fast enough. Almost, it almost worked. Almost walled me out, but wasn't fast enough. Now I'm bringing battering rams forward. I figured, well, I'm not imp yet. Let me just try and batter this castle. I don't have any luck with these things. You know, when you can mass them, that's fine, but the investment is so large. And I think now I'm going to want some ballistics because I keep missing his archers. Do I have ballistics yet? Oh, I already have it, so yeah, there they go. Yeah, those aren't going to fare very well against Scorps. So now I'm cutting another path around. Oh, don't run your scorpions underneath the castle. So yeah, I cut those trees. We're going to keep pushing through with the Scorps here. Yeah. He's just running. He's just running under castle fire with these things. All that additional pierce. Now, they don't even get the final upgrade on armor. So Castle Age longswords get you most of the bonus, or basically get you all of the Roman bonus. There is the it's not Centurion, but the Legionary upgrade in Imp. But I don't know how that compares to Champion. That's one thing that I was chatting with VK. He has a very good knowledge of exactly how it differs, but there's really nothing here. Piment's being pushed really well by Moto, and you can see he's just. This is like imp into GG at this point. He's got 50 villagers. I'm at like 100 villagers. Moto's at 80 villagers. It's just their game really is over. But you don't always know what's behind a push, right? This could be an all-in push. If this was an all-in push, we wouldn't have any eco behind it, and we would run out of steam. And it kind of felt like at this point right here, I was kind of not feeling comfortable. You know, I wasn't paying attention exactly to what was going on up north. I know he was doing well, but all I was seeing was that he was trebbing my castle, and he had a castle, and, you know, I'm almost imp, you know, 2 minutes away. But all I'm seeing is that I've lost momentum, right? I can't really push forward. Yeah, I'm running around up here, but my scorpion numbers are dwindling. I'm getting converted. It's not really looking too good. We've got a couple militia here. Man-at-arms. I guess that makes sense for Goths to go infantry. Looks like we're going to see some infantry spam out of Piment, although he doesn't have a ton of resources to go infantry. Now, if I'd been thinking, I would have taken this ram up against this Treb. That was foolish. Look at this though. This eye on the prize. You gotta grow your eco. So you know we got our town center going down right here. It's kind of a risky location, but you know what? Gotta grow the eco wherever you can. Got some idle military here. But really, just, yeah, the game is really over at this point. In fact, to save us time, I'm going to skip forward a bit. You know, I'm up to imp, and I don't even think Moto makes it imp. He keeps trebbing my castles. I start to go light cav here. Go hussar, because we should call it. Okay, so already Piment's like, this is done. Looks like they had a bit of a conversation about whether or not they're gonna call it a good game. Looks like they kept going for a while. But yeah, I have hussar here. And then, you know, I'm able to run in, take out his monks. Now, granted, Genoese crossbowmen can kill them off, but it's basically, that's game one right there. We'll move on to the next one. Let's do that, and I think I can just, from here, we'll go game two. So we were kind of on cloud 9 after that win. Because it was their first win of the league. Moto and I have been losing and losing and losing. I think we're 3 losses in without a single game win, never mind match win. So that first one went to us. And this is game 2. This is Step. I am Persians. Oh, good grief. There's Piment. He is Franks. Yep. Haria is Byzantines, and we've got Moto here. It's interesting. A lot of people do this, and I've realized why. This is the starting spot. You just put your TC in the starting spot. I've seen a lot of people put the TC right next to the berries. And I didn't understand it until I talked to Moto tonight. He's like, "Oh, I just build it right where I start," and I'm like, "Okay, now I understand why you see this so much." But in a nomad start, you're not next to a wood line. I feel like being on a wood line is far superior. Yeah, your TC goes up a bit later, but I feel like it's a more advantageous location for a town center. He went Saracen. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. Ethiopians. Motivation man went Ethiopians, and he was going to go an archer rush or archers. I'm not going to call it a rush, but he was going to go archers. I am Persians. What strategy do you think I'm going to use here? I can tell you that it's not going to be Savar in the Imperial Age. Let's speed forward a little bit. By the way, I'm scouting. I found some herdables that I'm sending back to my town center here. Trying to find where they are. Not having a lot of luck. Just playing Dark Age, you know, standard Dark Age. And then I walked 10 villagers across the map. What on earth is going on there? Still don't know where Piment is. Well, we did find, I guess, it doesn't look like we actually know that Haria is here, though. Trying to find, where's Piment? Walking forward, 10 villagers. What's going on? Oh, hello there. Yep. I think you know where this is going. So close. It's a TC drop. I was convinced that this was going to be the way to take out the stronger player. Let's see how it works out. So, going on to escapes, interestingly. Escapes. Doesn't fight the drop, which is the right call. You don't want to fight the drop. And now the question is, you got to find, where did the eco go? Well, he put his TC here, where I started. We're trying to find him, though, right? Because now is the time to take him out. We've got archer ranges. We've got archers that will be on the way soon. So the idea is you find his villagers on the loose, and you take out those villagers. He came here. We have no idea where he is. Yeah, we have no idea. I have food collection going on right here, but no clue where he is. We tried to chase his villagers around, but I wouldn't have guessed they ran towards where I began. That was not. And here I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Here's his villagers. So we're going to try to deny him wood. Well, this was a mistake. As soon as I did it, I knew it was a mistake. But you know, tracking down. Oh, here's a villager. Kill this villager. You know. Meanwhile, my teammate is on archers, and he's running around and finding Haria. And so we've got archers in his eco. I'm on wood over here. I'm on food over here. Trying to find where is Piment. Now, we did actually scout this finally. But I'm out of position. And it looks like Haria is going to go skirms. We've got an archer range going down here. Piment said to him, go skirm. No one's headed up to castle yet, and I am a long way from feudal. Maybe not a long way, but and I'm being walled in. Haria is walling me, and I deleted my town center because I'm going to drop a town center on Piment again. But he's always a step ahead of me. He keeps on dropping down buildings. And yeah, this is frustrating. But he acted fast. I actually had to have Moto send me 100 stone because I didn't have the stone for this town center. So yeah, this was a misplay on my part. I should have not wasted resources on a second TC drop. I should have instead found him or just continued to play conventionally after that point. But, you know, this is where you live and learn. But yeah, he's completely denied a TC drop. Now, maybe you could find a spot, like maybe a spot right here would have worked. But really, I thought maybe I'll drop the TC on his wood line, but it just didn't work out. And he is feudal age, so towers are an option for him. So I'm like, okay, well, back to playing conventionally. We have Moto going archers, and we've got skirms from Haria, so he is countering the archers. And no, not everyone, almost everyone's feudal age, except for me. Alright, I finally have my TC up. And we've got a scout rush coming in, harassing, and you don't even want to look at resources collected because, yeah, the TC drop really hurt my eco. It's pretty sad. Now, Piment was affected. I don't know where Night dropped. But obviously at some point, it'd be actually interesting to know. It might have actually, I destroyed his TC right around here, so it happened somewhere around there. So yeah, here's the thing. Moto has a stronger eco than all the other players. If I had just played the standard, we might have been fine just playing standard. But you know what? Part of playing this game is just to have fun. Anyway, so, you know, I'm the weak player, he's the strong player, and we got Piment and Haria taking up the center. So still winnable, right? Haria was harassing me. I had to put down some towers to protect this part of my eco. And, you know, I want to leave to take resources, but the problem is I know that there's scouts out. And I don't know where those scouts are. So I kind of want to stay in safety. Moto is here to harass Piment, but again, there's a ball of skirms from Haria. Yeah, let's take a look at military count. Yeah, Haria just took off for military count. Piment is going castle age. Moto is going castle age. I am feudal age, as is Haria. So yeah, these archers are gonna get cleaned up, right? We got scouts everywhere. We got skirms everywhere. This is gonna die fast. And one thing Secretary was instructing us is don't use crossbow on steppe. It's too open of a map, and cavalry will just kill them. And I was going to say it's prophetic, but he was basically just telling us what we already learned by playing this. Or should have learned by playing this. So, you know, my eco is split between this prison here. I am taking stone. I was going to send it to Motivation Man for a castle, but he had enough gold or stone of his own. And yeah, so we still think maybe we're going to win, but I was already feeling like this is not going well for me because I'm basically out of the game at this point. I have no threat to anyone. The rest of the players are a threat to each other. And so this is basically a 2v1 at this point, and I'm just peripheral. I thought it was a hilarious idea, but it didn't work out so well. And so Cav into the eco. Let's take a look at villager count at this point in the game. That's eco, villager count. So, you know, we had Moto taking up the lead, but, you know, he got raided. That kind of stings. Interestingly, I'm doing okay for villager count here. Better than Haria. I'm so far behind in a lot of other ways, though. We are losing villagers here on the front. All right, speed up a little bit. Piment's doing what he does best. He's booming second TC. Down on some more resources here. And we've got Moto breaking in and pressuring Haria. Forward castle. Castle drop with 3 villagers. That's risky. Haria doesn't even fight it, though. Just runs. And we got Cav coming forward. But not to defend the town. We're about to see some problems for Moto. Loses a huge amount of his eco here. Let's look at that. We went from 45 villagers down to half. Almost more than a third of eco gone, just like that. Now has the least villagers, right? I thought I was doing badly, but yeah. So now we've lost the eco lead. You know, together we might have had. Actually, yeah, it's pretty even at this point. But we're gonna see things just get worse for us, and just more raids, just more eco, and I've got my second TC. I thought I put a TC here. Second TC built here on stone. I'm really not being effective. I'm trying, but I kind of felt like the game was probably lost at this point. Oh, that stings, taking out your own guys. Oh no. That doesn't help. So yeah, at this point, Moto should have probably suspected that there was nothing left of Haria on the side of the map and tried to pressure Piment, but you know, hindsight's 50 or 20/20, 50/50. And I'm putting down a defensive castle. Haria's pressuring me here. I'm creating a mangonel to try and fight this back. I'm gonna lose the tower anyway. This knight doesn't last very long. And the mangonel pushes back this. Haria loses the mango. Spearman against my knights. And where are we now for eco? Yeah, you can see now Piment's just taken off. Just he's got 105 villagers, and we're all at like, I'm taking up the lead, or second place with 54. But you can tell from my score, I'm no threat, right? I've got villagers, but nothing else. You know, it's interesting. If you were to know the position of your opponent, you'd be able to fight them. The importance of Fog of War is to obfuscate this, which is why intelligence is so important. Knowing what your enemy's up to is so important. Scouting is so important. If you know that, you know, Harya, for example, has nothing but military here, you take out that army, and then you're dealing with just one player, right? You're dealing with Piment. Now, Piment's really far ahead. So, I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 town centers here. That's a lot. So, I'm going, you know, we scouted this TC. Lots of eco here. I was like, this actually probably tipped Piment off that this was in undefended eco. I mean, great, he's killing some villagers here. But then I'm like, great, I'll TC drop. Or sorry, not TC. I will castle drop him. I don't know why I got scale barding armor. I don't remember clicking that. Oh no, yeah, I was making knights. And look, I went to castle drop right here and Piment built a castle. So yeah, my one chance to hurt his eco a little bit, that opportunity was gone. And this is really the end. This game is kind of over at this point. We kept fighting for a while because, you know, the score wasn't that far apart. I felt like, maybe there's a chance. I'm trying to castle drop his other town center, and it just doesn't go well. Yeah, this is a doubt castle. It's got to be one in every game. And, yeah. So that castle's not getting built. And looks like we're going to get a siege push here on this front. And I'm getting castle dropped over here. And I'm trying to spread out, put down another town center. But Piment is imp now, so he can just treb me down. And then I think this is what told us that it was over. Cavalier into his eco, and we're just like, yeah, this game's over, right? Like they were both imp over here, and we're still castle age. So it's just like it was over a while ago, but that's what sealed it for us. We're like, okay, well. So it was 1-1. Let's take a look at the deciding game. If I keep moving quickly here, maybe we will actually be done inside of an hour. All right. Deciding game was on Pilgrims. So that was their pick. They picked the step because they had lost the first round. And now we're on Pilgrims. So Moto had been getting some coaching from a player called TomTom, who had instructed him, you keep back 4 villagers on your main island. Now, I don't know why, but I just instinctively, when we started playing a lot of Pilgrims, Melly and I playing on ranked, loved playing Pilgrims. In fact, I think that's how we met Shoveler and Colossus back in the day. And we met them playing because we played Pilgrims. We like Nomad games in general. We played Nomad first, and then when Pilgrims started hitting the ranked ladder, we played Pilgrims. They're in, what are they? Going front yellow. So I think Piment, maybe he knew where I was. He's going to TC this location here. I didn't want to be too close to him. I kind of wanted a little bit of distance. And I told Moto, please go south. Because he was going to come up and drop near me. But I was like, no. What's going to happen is we're going to get trapped on this side of the map. And we're not going to have any map control. So I said, please go south. He's like, oh, well, my TC's going to be delayed. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's not ideal. But looks like Harya also kept back 4 villagers. Piment kept back 3. So we're all doing a very similar thing. Anyway, back to my story. I started playing Pilgrims with Melly in ranked. And the first 1 or 2 times I played it, I was like, I think it makes sense to keep a few of these villagers back because they can chop this wood. And to me, 4 villagers on wood is a standard build. Like on Arabia or whatever, you put 6 on sheep. And I think then it depends. The order can vary a little bit, I guess. But it makes sense to go, yeah, 6 on sheep, 4 on wood kind of thing. And then you go like 6 on wood if you're going to be creating fishing ships. We got some laughing. I don't know what's going on here. Oh boy. So, I don't know. This is a melee. Harya's pulling a melee. Melee will run all the way back here. Unless someone stops her. Secretary has to stop her regularly. So Harya is coming back here. Secretary. It's too late. Moto put down here, so we've got some distance. He has control of the side of the map. That's great. You know, Harya has this chunk of the map. I have this chunk of the map, and we've got Piment all between us. Oh, look at this, saving a villager here with this from this lizard. Anyway, I keep telling the story. It made sense to just keep back 4 villagers because like they're gonna chop the wood. Obviously you build a dock, you build some houses, you chop wood. So let's introduce the civs. I'm playing Dravidians. I've played them. This is the 4th time I've played them on Pilgrims in the past week or 2, and I've won every single game, ranked as well as this game. The great thing is you get wood savings by building a dock. So you don't need as many houses early on, which means you can push out a fishing ship earlier. And once you get to the mainland, you build your town center. And Moto lost all of his sheep somewhere. But I missed that event. I think Piment must have stolen because that's a lot. You basically just put all your villagers on wood. You just chop tons of wood, and then you pump out fishing ships. So you pump out fishing ships here, and then ideally you put down a second dock, and you pump out more fishing ships. This dock is actually a bit late because I'm actually starting to stockpile wood. But you know, if you look at the pro here, he's and by pro I just mean someone who's better than me. You know, Moto's getting his second dock down only now, and Piment is only getting his second dock down now. So let's get Harya. Are we still on 1 dock or are we putting down a second dock? All right. I don't see a second dock yet from Harya. A bit of walling. I'm also going to do a bit of walling. I found gold forward and back, and I was like, well, back gold's probably safer. Going to wall across here. Anyway, let's take a look at the eco count at this point. We have society. This is going to be interesting because, oops. Harya's lagging a bit. You can see Piment got his town center built quicker, massing villagers faster. Moto and I are kind of dead even here. But you can see there's a distinct villager advantage for the other team, as well as a fishing ship advantage, although finally we are catching up. So actually very similar in terms of eco for the 2 teams. Piment's well ahead in terms of res collected here, though. And Harya is a little bit behind, but certainly keeping up. Interesting. Just eating all the animals, huh? So this is where I made a mistake. I have a lot of villagers on wood here. I'm able to create fishing ships ad infinitum, but I'm also stockpiling wood, and I'm not getting up fast enough. Look, Harya and Piment are already up to feudal at 32 and 28 pop. 23 villagers, 20 villagers, 8 and 9 fishing ships. Now, yeah, I mean, we got more fishing ships, I guess. We're gonna have more villagers going up, and now finally I'm able to click up. But or am I housed? Maybe I'm housed. I think I'm housed. Why can't I click on this? Yeah, I'm housed. just a disaster, right? Why is the taskbar in front of the... There we go. If we look at idle TC, I'm at 42 seconds. Moto's at 29. Look at the other two, though. They have, like, perfect TC. No idle time at all. So, we're kind of sucking. But our idle eco is lower. Actually, Moto has a bunch of idle eco. My idle eco is the best. But when you have no eco, you don't have a lot of idle eco. That's the joke I make. Another lizard attacking Haria. We're not producing fishing ships here, though. That's a mistake. Don't create a dock and not create ships. Oh, you know, he had both of his docks here. Interesting. So, the downside to being up to feudal late on this map is you're going to get pressured on water. I lose water all the time. I cannot hold water. Maybe it's just a lack of interest in holding water. I basically just fish boom for the first bit of the game, and then I just am like, oh, forget water. I'm kind of walling. I put down a barracks here as a bit of a wall. Walling by my monastery here, trying to carve out some territory for myself. Looks like Haria is doing the same, kind of making a bit of a house wall. Egg walls, I think they call them. You know what? Pigment's doing the same thing, plugging this hole here with a market. Everyone is feudal at this point. You can see a decisive military advantage for their team. They are... see the colors change. How do you change that color on that team? Anyway. So they're hurting our fishing eco, and you're going to see that changing the... Now, Haria is lagging in terms of eco, which is not great, right? We are neck and neck. How did we actually make up that ground? We made up that ground somehow. I think with all the extra fishing ships here. But we're going to lose these fishing ships now. See, we're losing fishing ships. Actually, interestingly, only I and Haria have lost fishing ships at this point. Villager count is very similar for the three of us. Piment's way ahead. But we're being pressured on water. It's going to affect our food income. And I'm up to Castle Age, and I'm putting down 2 archery ranges. Now, Dravidians can do a couple things from their archery range. They can do... someone was saying arbs. You can go arbs with Dravidians. I've never played arbs as Dravidians. Elephant archers or skirmishers. That's what I'll do. Now, I don't know. Maybe there's a civ bonus. Yeah, see, skirmishers and elephant archers attack 25% faster. So I've never even thought to go arbs. Someone was saying I should have gone arbs in this game. But you can see fishing is advantaged for Dravidians. The team bonus is obviously docks. Oh, that's a team bonus. That's huge. That is huge. And if we look at Japanese, the galley line has 4+ line of sight. All right. So, Piment's up to castle. I'm nearly castle age. Haria just clicked up. Moto has yet to click up. Moto is fighting water. I've got a few hulks out, but I am not... My heart's not really in fighting water. I just want to keep my fishing ships alive a little bit longer. I didn't realize actually how hard he fought water. But we have a castle drop. And I was able to get in there, attack his villagers, and then I walled. I basically blocked him off, except he put a villager here and walled it in and was building the castle anyway. So I drop a tower, he drops a tower. Because I knew if this castle goes up, I've lost the initiative. The game's over for me. I'm going to have to go re-boom. And in that time, we're going to lose the game, right? I have to survive this castle drop. So I build the tower kills the villager that's walled, and then I'm able to drive off his other villagers and take down his other tower. And that was just, I almost missed this whole event because I was too busy blabbing. I was talking about water. I'm trying to look at what my teammate was up to, but that was like, that was so close. Anyway, he runs his villagers away, but I'm able to get elephant archers into his base. And this hurts him because he's focused up here. and I'm able to take out his wood line. So this was good. This was a good counterattack, and a fairly quick counterattack because I was planning to do this even before he castle dropped me. It was a little bit. I was a little bit distracted dealing with the castle drop, but then I was able to do this, and this was a huge boon. You can see he was at 36 villagers. He's down to 33, so he's lost 3 villagers, and it just keeps on dropping here. So this was beneficial for us, obviously. And you can see fishing ships. We are losing. Moto's losing quite a few fishing ships at this point. Yeah, we're losing water slowly. I haven't lost many fishing ships yet because I'm too far north, but Piment knows about my fishing ships, so it's just a matter of time. All right, when you have a big, powerful, expensive unit, the thing you need to expect is monks. Now, there was another castle drop, though. Moto got castle dropped, so I got saved the castle drop, but Piment just walked on down and dealt with Motivation Man instead. So now he's got a castle in his face. Harya has a free boom, right? Granted, only on a single TC, you're not going to do a whole lot. Moto is still getting up to castle age. You don't lose this TC before you get up. And you can see, and they've taken water. We've got War Galley, we've got War Hulk. Water's lost for us. Moto is being pushed. The only reason he was like not sounding happy, and so I said, listen, I'm into his eco. Now, then I lost an elephant to the monk. But I was like, hang in there. I think we might still have this game. So I just keep pressuring him, right? Like I got elephants on his wood line. I didn't know he had a second TC. I was thinking, oh yeah, his primary TC. I'm killing all his villagers on wood. This is great. Now, their food income is not going to be affected because they've got the ocean. They've got all that food out there. But fundamentally, if you take them off land, you win the game, right? You can't win on water alone. You need a scrap of land for your docks. You need wood. Now I'm going to lose a bunch of elephants to the monks. And this is when I go, okay, this isn't working out, right? Can't keep going elephant archer against monks. I keep losing them. I keep donating units. Again, Harya's untouched here. We have Moto just ran further south. He's losing his town center up here. He is now up to castle age. We got TC going down here, and he's moved his eco further south. Now we've got Harya dropping a castle. Maybe not strictly dropping a castle. This is more of a defensive castle, I guess, from his perspective. I'm still on no castles. And I think I'm floating a whole lot of resources. 1,800 food, 600 gold. I could have been up to imp already. I could have clicked up at the same time as Moto. I'm just not paying attention. Now I'm going into infantry because I'm like, well, monks, let me try and deal with monks. I wasn't really thinking, though. Infantry are countered both by Saracen's unique unit and these Gebettos, the Ethiopian? Sorry, Malian unique unit. And actually, it looks here like this is a pain point for Moto. He's being raided by these Gebettos. They're really frustrating to deal with. It was a rough game for him. But I'm not really being touched right now, right? Aside from that initial failed castle drop, I'm okay. I didn't know about the sneak base, though. So I'm doing fine. Interestingly, you don't see it in the score, though. It looks like Harya has had no problems. No one's pushed him at all. So, you know, I was sensing, I'm like, listen, there's a problem here. I'm having trouble pushing Piment. Let's deal with Harya next. So I'm going to move eastward. In fact, with my elephants, I was like, I don't want them all getting converted. Let's go deal with a player who is unlikely to do monk micro. And you can see our villager count is still very similar. They have a lot more military, though. Mostly navy, though. All right, running around in circles here. trying to find... I knew that Haria was over here. I just didn't know exactly where his eco was. Got long swords, and I'm finding his town center that he's trying to build. So this felt good. I was like, okay, well, we're denying him expansion this way. And then I decided, well, we're just going to spam. I'm already up to imp now, almost. I had so much food. These fishing ships didn't get killed, right? Like, they took water, but they didn't take water. Like, they won they won control over water, but they didn't take control of water, if that makes sense. Like, I had free fish for most of this game. I'm up to imp, and I'm still fishing. So this was a mistake on their part. They should have found all the fish and killed all the fish, but they did not. So, you know, it doesn't matter if you take water if you don't kill the fish. So, at this point in the game, we are both imp. They're still both castle. We can see the, what do you call these things? Mamelukes are out. And I am now raiding. I'm raiding Haria's eco. And you can see lost a few villagers there. Eco is actually pretty even for all the players. Piment struggled here a bit. I don't know. This must have been when I raided him. This must have been the elephant archers. I can't think what else that would be. But fundamentally, the important thing about this is he's got a bunch of villagers garrisoned and not working. But it turns out Mamelukes can do decent damage to elephants. They also do decent damage to infantry. And so I had to pull back these 200 swordsmen. Haria is running here. This is a crazy game. There's a lot happening at once. Moto went on to Samurai, which is not great against the Gebetto, but they do have an attack bonus at least against them. Able to take out these rams at least. Protect his castle. Another great thing is Samurai created so fast. So you can produce them basically on demand. At this point, I'm realizing, okay, we're going to have to get on to Skirm. So, more archery ranges, upgrades, etc. We're going Skirm now. Skirm will counter the Mameluke. I think it counters Gebetto, but I'm not sure about that. But all I was thinking about now was, well, it counters the Elephant Archer, and monks are not worth playing against Skirm. So that's about as much thought as I put into it. The biggest advantage for us was that Piment was sandwiched. He had no way to boom, because if he booms, we're in trouble, right? And actually, how is the villager count doing? He's still ahead for villagers, though. He's got 58 villagers to my 48, Moto's 50, and Haria's 39. And they still have a bunch of fish. 15 fishing ships for Piment, 10 for Haria, and I'm at like 5 ships now. All right, Moto is now trebbing. You know, we're both up to imp here, which is huge for us. So we can start pushing their castles. And I find this, which is huge. So you're going to see the villagers just drop like a rock for Haria. And at this point, I'm like, okay, we won this game. They've just got to realize it. Now, Piment is spreading. And this is one thing. If you aren't proactive about finding and dealing with this, yeah, that's what can lose you the game. You can throw the game, especially at our level. Players can play well, and then they can get lazy or lose momentum. So I had to keep the pressure on. So I decided to just keep pushing. And as soon as we found this, I don't know if we even know where it is yet. Yeah, we already see it. Just deal with that as quickly as possible. But yeah, it was basically a mop-up job from this point. Immense. I think in terms of military, we've taken the lead for military. A lot of their military is still on water, which is not helpful for them. Bringing Trebs forward, bringing army forward. I'm onto Champ. Now, Champ was probably not the smartest play against these civs, but you know what? they help batter down buildings, so who am I to complain? And they protect skirms against stuff that counters skirms. So I think this combo is fine, right? Like, I don't know what they're going to make. They might make something to counter my skirms that works up close. So having infantry, I think, is fine. I've got a defensive castle here. Now I'm producing skirms out of my archery ranges again here to push this, because I know this is still here. I know they aren't dead on this side. So keep coming forward with skirms over here. Keep pushing this way. Moto's pushing north. He's pushing east. So this is basically mopped up. There's nothing left here. And in my mind, I'm now like, we got to push this. We got to push this, right? Still haven't killed all my fish, but basically we've got nothing left on water at this point. Still have a villager chopping wood though. And then this is an example of how you can throw the game. You're not paying attention. Something like this could bite you in the butt. It's funny. I did this. I had no... I don't even know what possessed me to do this. I was like, well, maybe he's up this way. Because his villagers ran out this way after trying the castle drop earlier. So like, well, maybe he's got some villagers up this way, some eco up this way. And then I saw this, and I added some walls behind it to prevent them from breaking into my city, because if I lose all my eco, the game can quickly turn around after that point. Mop-up still continues down here. Moto's spreading out. We're pushing here slowly. Lots of eco fleeing, lots of villagers fleeing. Suddenly I'm like, I've got like so much stone, I need to just build a castle, a defensive castle. You know, sometimes the most obvious thing escapes you. So drop down a few castles. I was also going to drop a castle here to deny him this forward base, or the sneak base rather. This lumber camp's about to go down. And defensive castle's up. I just need to hide my villagers at this point. And then it's okay. Time for I think I upgrade it. Where is it? I've got chemistry coming in. But it's time for pikemen, right? Yeah, there we go. We got pikes. Really, he's not going to find a lot of damage though. I've got ballistics. I've got castles all over the place. So it's a little bit it's too little too late, really, is what it is. And my military count just keeps on increasing. He's losing his knights. Interestingly, though, look at this resources collected. Piment continues to be top dog in terms of resources, and this is the concern in games like this. You can throw by just thinking you've won, and then you lose the game. But yeah, Piment's like, it's over. This was denied. So he can't, can't hurt my eco anymore. He's down to 1 TC. It really, yeah. It was over a while ago, but if this had worked out, right? If this raid had damaged me, the game might have turned around, right? It's not inconceivable. I am gonna lose all these skirms, it looks like. And this hurts, right? Like, we've got a bunch of undefended trebs. We're gonna lose all of this. So this is an example of a throw, right? Throwing your units. But not a colossal mistake. We got Piment in the corner, or not Piment. Probably in the corner. Might lose those villagers. Yeah. Forward base here is gone. Really, it's just... yeah, it's a good game. So... this was our first match win of the league. First game wins and first match win. It was a lot of fun. Some pretty close games. Felt good to finally win one. After 3 consecutive losses and nothing else. Thanks for joining me for this sort of post-game cast. Live is always fun. POV is fun too, but like I said, I want my head in the game, and it's not fair to my teammate that I'm always distracted trying to deal with stream issues. So for my teammate's sake, I decided to just do this after the fact and not try and stream it live. Not to say I won't do that in the future, but anyway, I continue to enjoy watching these matches. I will try to cast a couple more over the next few days. We had a flurry of matches tonight. There's 2 more that were played. Shoveler got his new teammate. I think there are something fire frog, something shovel. I don't know. I will introduce the team at the time that I cast those sets. But his other teammate just wasn't available for any games, so now his teammate is Fire Frog, who's been a frequent in some of our community games, and he's decent player. So I think they'll be a strong team. Look forward to playing them too. With that, thank you for your attention, and I will catch you later.